Right.
Okay, and that word is used for whether it's the word communion or fellowship or sharing. A lot of times it's the same word. Most of the time it's the same word. Now, when you have all things in common, that's where that word communion or things in common comes from. And the New Testament church practiced that. And faithful members, and especially mature members of the church, would still practice that today. I know that somebody said that, well, nobody practices that anymore. Well, that's a problem then, because there are people that we're encouraged to do that. Now, let me say by way of review, in chapter 8, when we of 2 Corinthians, when he's where here it is, all these bookmarks, in chapter 8 and verses 1 through 3 or 4. Now, brethren, we make known to you the grace of God which has been given to the churches of Macedonia. I'm going to tell you about how God's grace was given to Macedonia. Now, they were already saved, right? So he's not just talking about salvation. Are there other ways in which God gives us grace? That's something to think about and also appreciate. Grace is not just for the forgiveness of sins. And he's going to explain that, and that God blessed them to be able to give beyond what they were able, beyond their ability. To that, in a great ordeal of affliction, the abundance of joy in their deep poverty overflowed in the wealth of their liberality. I don't want to say liberalism, but how they were liberal in their giving. For I testify that according to their ability and beyond their ability, they gave of their own accord, begging us with much entreaty for the favor of participation in the support of the saints. Mm-hmm. And this was not as we expected, because they first gave themselves to the Lord and to us by the will of God. Is it God's will for you to give beyond your ability?
Yes.
That's what it says. Don't just pass up by the will of God. What was by the will of God? That they first gave to themselves and to us, right? By what? By the will of God. Now, I have a little note in my old King James version here that I wrote. If we're immature, the love of God will not be a motivating factor or force to make us give. It's not enough for the immature. So you can gauge your own maturity by this. What do I mean? It may sound good and it sounds right, but that's all it is. It's a sound to the immature. Rather, if you're going to appeal to the immature to give, to the spiritually immature, then you need to approach it the same way Jesus did. Now, how did Jesus approach it? Sal, I want you to look up Matthew chapter 6, verses 31 through 33.
Okay.
And Brian, I want you to look up Luke chapter 12, verses 29 through 31. Now, here it discusses the benefits of giving to the giver before they received any of the God's grace. In other words, you're going to get something out of it. There's benefits in giving. So you appeal to the immature for the benefits, where to the mature, the benefit to them is the participation. in helping somebody. There's a difference, right? Think about it.
Yeah.
So in Matthew 6, verse 31, Sal, read that for us.
Okay. Do not worry then, saying, what will we eat, or what will we drink, or what will we wear for clothing? For the Gentiles eagerly seek all these things.
The nations is another translation for that, but the Gentiles, meaning the rest of the world, seeks these things. He says, what are you worried about? What are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? Where are we going to sleep? What are we going to wear? Right? The nations seek that, but you, what?
For your heavenly Father knows that you need these things,
Right.
but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you.
Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and God will give you all these things. You see how he's appealing to them in order to get these things, and they're worried about it. He's saying, don't worry, just seek God's kingdom first. God will take care of you. What does Luke say? I can't hear you, Brian. You might.
He's on mute.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry about that. 29. And do not seek what you will eat and what you will drink. And do not keep worrying. For all these things the nations of the world eagerly seek.
There you go.
But your Father knows that you need these things. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be added to you. Do not be, and that to 31, right?
That's it. Yeah. So he's dealing with people who are worried about their next meal, where they're going to sleep, what are they going to do, and he just says, look, you just seek God, he'll take care of that other stuff for you. Oh, how's he going to do it? Seek his kingdom and his righteousness, and these things will be given to you. How? Seek first. The answer is you seek. You'll see. That's the answer. You'll see. I remember when I was first converted and I decided I wanted to go away to the preaching school and study ministry, and I was going to buy my dad's contracting business out, and he was going to retire, and I was going to build strip malls and shopping centers and schools and whatever, and have several corporations and go bankrupt every now and then and all that. And all of a sudden I decided I'm not going to do all of this stuff. I'm going to go to preaching school. You just got married. Yeah. Where are you going? 2 months after I got married. What? What are you going to live on? You're going to live on faith? God's going to take care of me. I trust him. Yeah, is that what you're going to live on?
God has a bigger shovel, right?
Yep. He had a bigger shovel. And yes, sometimes I did without, and sometimes I didn't. But I'm still here.
Amen.
52 years later. Yeah. So anyway, from that point, so you appeal to somebody on a different basis depending on their maturity. For some reason, I had a notation in my Bible to say, consider 3 John in that. 3 John.
We were just talking about that last night.
Just before Jude is 3 John.
Okay.
And it's a personal letter to a Christian named Gaius, who was a supporter of traveling preachers or evangelists. That's what he did. So he had money, by the way. And that's what he was noted for. So he must have been well off. And in Romans 16, verses 22 and 23, he was a host to Paul. And the church met in his house. So this guy didn't sell all his possessions, all of them, but he sold whatever he needed to do what he was doing for the ministry, right? And God had a bigger shovel. He had a shovel, but God has a bigger one. He shovels out, God shovels in. This may also be the same Gaius that's of Corinth in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 14, just to give you by way of background. And here, John's going to be praying for his financial prosperity. So that's not even a wrong thing to do, because John knows what this brother will do with his money. That's the key. So let's just go ahead and quickly read that, and you'll see the difference in the maturity in giving. I think we should have spent more time on this. The old man. It starts out the elder. Literally means the old man. And when somebody says they're an elder and they're 30, 35 years old, they lie and the truth is not in them. Okay? This word elder means literally old man. So the old man to the beloved Gaius.
Hey, Cameron. I'm here to 11.
Mike,
Come on mute.
mute, Bill.
Got mute.
There you go. He's the same old man as explained in 2 John, verse 1. And this is written about 95 AD. So it's an affectionate term. He's referring to himself, hey, the old man, the Gaius, whom I love in truth. Beloved, I pray that in all respects you may prosper and be in good health, just as your soul prospers. So what's prospering first with him? Is he mature?
Yeah.
He is. And he says, now, I want everything good with you just as your soul prospers. You know, now if somebody's soul is not doing well, it may not be good to be praying for them to prosper and be in good health. Because they may need that to look up. You know, when you're flat on your back, the only direction you can look is where?
Up.
Up. When you're flat on your back, the only way you can look is up. And I've learned that the hard way many times. My best prayers are said, how about yours? My best prayers are said when I am scared to death.
Yep.
When I've been given a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
When I've been stabbed or shot or run over or fall off a ladder or all the different things that can happen to you and to a person. My best prayers are said in desperation for myself or for somebody else.
Why?
For I was glad when brethren came and bore witness to your truth, how you were walking in truth. I have no greater joy than this, to hear of my children walking in the truth. So he regarded him as a what? A child in the faith?
Yes.
Now, this may be the same Gaius that Paul baptized, but he still regarded him as his child in the faith as well. Or maybe a different Gaius. Beloved, you're acting faithfully in whatever you accomplish for the brethren. And especially, and literally it's, and these strangers, and especially when they're strangers, especially strangers, people coming through. There he wasn't necessarily talking about people not Christians. I'm not saying it was wrong to give to non-Christians when they need it, but these strangers are people passing through. He didn't know them, but he still took care of them. And he did it what? And they will bear witness to your love before the church. So now these guys are Christians, right? These strangers. And you will do well to send them on their way in a manner worthy of who?
God.
Oh, you give them $50 to get to the next town.
Yeah.
No, we can't take up a special contribution for that. We've done enough of that this month. We can only do that once a month. This is the passage and the chapter I went over with that eldership in the Panhandle of Texas.
Uh-oh.
A manner, how are we supposed to send the strangers that come through on their way?
Give
In
him
a
what
manner how? In a manner how? Verse 6. End of verse.
worthy of God.
How would you send God on his way?
Like what it says in Hebrews, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by this some have entertained angels without knowing it.
Right. How do you know who's passing through? How do you know who's preaching to you that Sunday? How do you know? What do you know?
Right.
For they went out. He's talking about these guys, these preachers now. These strangers are not non-Christians. These are people just coming through. And they went out for the sake of the name. So he's talking about people that went out to preach, right? Accepting nothing from the Gentiles, that is from the nation, from the world, from unbelievers. Therefore, we ought to support such men, that we may be fellow workers in the truth.
Yeah.
So when you give to somebody who's preaching, what are you?
Fellow workers with the truth.
In the truth, right. Fellow workers with the truth. Or for the truth. Now, I wrote something to the church, but the Atrophies, see, there's a guy named Atrophies. He was a head elder. Have you ever encountered a head elder anywhere you've been?
Yeah.
A guy who thinks he's going to run the show. Oh, I ain't do it for good conscience sake. You know, I have to watch out. Look for the flock out. Look out for the flock. I always I reflect on this whole concept of a head elder.
Elder.
But and there's no such, people said there's no such thing. Not in scripture. You're right. But again, in reality, unfortunately, that's not always the case. He's going to talk about a head elder here. But I wrote something to the church, but Diotrephes, who loves to be the first among them, who loves to have, I think King James says, who loves to have the preeminence. What does the other version say, Brian? What does yours say?
Mine says loves to be first among them. This is NASB 1995. I can look at
Okay. I was wondering if anybody had a New International Version. Or...
I have it.
Yeah.
It's I have the English Standard Version. It's to put himself first.
Okay.
Yeah, ESV says likes to put himself first.
Right.
King James preeminence.
He loves to have the preeminence. He likes to be the top dog. And he doesn't accept what we say, even an apostle. He knows better now. Aren't you glad you don't know anybody that thinks that they know better than the Bible?
Yeah. Right.
Baloney. There's a lot of people who think by their practice, they show that they think they know better than inspiration of scripture.
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't accept what we say. For this reason, if I come, I will call attention to his deeds, which he does. This guy's in the church, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah. He's
And
a phony.
and is he going to call the guy out?
The apostle. Yes.
He's going to call him out. Unjustly accusing us with wicked words. Let me tell you something. I've been on that end. With wicked words. And not satisfied with this, neither does he himself receive the brethren, those people passing through.
Mm-hmm.
And he forbids those who desire to do so and puts them out of the church. I'm going to disfellowship from you. He had a Southern Greek accent. I'm going to disfellowship from you. You got to repent. And you're going to do what we say because we're the elders. Well, John starts out saying, I'm an old man. And, but this guy, he loves to do this. And he puts them out of the church. So I'm going to do that. Beloved, don't follow that example. That's what he's going to say next. That's what he's saying in the next verse. Beloved, do not imitate what is what?
Evil.
Evil. What did he just call Diotrephes?
Evil.
Can there be an evil leader in the church who loves to have the preeminence? Don't imitate that. But what is good, that's Gaius, right? Imitate the good, not the bad. The one who does good is of God. The one who does evil has not seen God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a profound statement because, you know, I think about all the passages about Christian growth and grace, covering a multitude of sins. This is scary stuff. This is serious stuff. Think about it. Is grace covering Diotrephes right now at that point?
Grace? No.
Why would you say that? Isn't he's a member of the church there? Who are you to say he doesn't have grace?
But he's blasphemizing.
Blaspheming? What?
Yeah.
He's more than that. He's just evil.
Right.
He's just plain evil. Could members of the church be labeled as evil by the Holy Spirit anyway?
Yeah.
Were they? Can their deeds be evil? His deeds were evil. He didn't accept what they were saying. He loved to have the preeminence, and he would forbid people to participate. He didn't receive these itinerant preachers going through that needed support, and he would forbid others from doing it, and he would put them out of the church. He'd excommunicate them. Yes, Pat.
It's interesting where he says, this man, obviously Diotrephes became a Christian. He became a leader of the church.
Right.
And here he says, anyone who does evil has not seen God.
Right.
So that's a definition of a non-Christian.
Right.
Even though he has lived the kind of life where many people would look up to him and think he was a leader of God.
Did you think
God
he was?
says no.
Did he take the Lord's Supper with the rest of them? Probably.
Yeah.
Did he give a contribution?
Yeah. Probably.
What do you want to say, Sal?
I was gonna say it's the idea of willfully sinning, like what it says in Hebrews, right? It's like if we go on sinning willfully after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there's no longer remains a sacrifice for
But
sin.
notice how he thought he was. He may have even convinced himself he's doing the right thing here,
Sure, of course,
and
everyone does.
that he wasn't sinning willfully. But regardless, he was sinning to the point where he has not seen God. And that's the same expression that he used in 1 John. If you love your brother whom you don't love your brother whom you have seen, you can't love God whom you have not seen. Demetrius has received a good testimony from everyone and from the truth itself. And we also bear witness, and you know that our witness is true. So who is he sending this letter with right now?
Demetrius.
So Demetrius, he's saying, look, here's Demetrius's letter. You accept him, Gaius, and I'm going to deal with Diotrephes when I get there.
Was he stoned? Did they stone him to death?
No. No.
No.
Now, I had many things to write to you, but I'm not willing to write them to you with pen and ink. But I hope to see you shortly, and we will speak face to face. Peace to you. The friends greet you. Greet the friends by name.
I wonder what that was.
The friends?
No, the many things he wants to tell him, but is not willing to write down. It just makes me immediately think of the thunder peals in Revelation.
He's got a lot of things to do, and
He's not allowed to write that stuff down.
It sounds like he's really thrilled with Gaius, but he wants the Diotrephes to get out of the way, and he wants Gaius to not be intimidated by him, and to do what he needs to do anyway, and to go ahead and accept Demetrius, right?
Yeah.
So now when we look at that's a mature Christian, that's mature Christian giving, would you say?
Yeah.
And I was looking up Gaius. I think, I'm not sure, because his name appears a lot, and it's probably a fairly common name in Rome. But the translators at least seem to think it's the guy that Paul is staying with, that he mentions in Romans, because they link to it.
Romans 16, right?
Romans 16, yeah. It's Gaius, host to me, and the whole church greets you.
22 and 23, yeah. So anyway, getting back to this passage now, I just wanted to touch on that because I think it was really important to go over that and get that concept nailed down in our minds. And it also warns us about people who are not so ready to give and may prevent other people from doing it. We can't have that so much here. How many people can we give to? How many people can we do? Are you kind to strangers passing through? What does that kindness mean? Oh, yeah, we see. How do you do, brother? I'll shake your hand. Hey, can I give you $5 for gas? You send them on their way worthy of God. Now, that could be taken two ways too, right? Worthy of God, meaning the way God would, or the way you would God?
The way you would God.
How would you treat the Lord?
Well, we have friends who used to say guest in the house, God in the house. I think that's where they got this from.
Yeah. Guest in the house, God in the house, especially when their brethren passing through and they're preaching and need help and so on. Accepting nothing from outsiders. You see, that was the thing. They were depending on the church for support, right? And rich brethren like Gaius, who had the means, could host the church and could support others and send them on their way. And you say, well, I'm not in that position now. You may never be till you become more like Gaius.
I guess some people could use that accepting nothing from the Gentiles as, you ever hear people say, this contribution is for the members only. Like if you have visitors, that the contribution is not for visitors to give.
Yeah. Well, when I had my radio show back in 78 through 80. I had a radio show. And before my show and after my show, there were other religious shows on the same station. And they would beg for all kinds of money. Support the ministry. God will bless you, blah, blah, blah. Right? And I always said, I'm not asking you for a contribution or a donation. I won't ever charge for the gospel. They got really angry and complained to the radio station that I was saying that. And I said it every week. Just a little something. Now,
you think, I'm sorry, do you think that that has significance for us today?
but
It's
that,
an interesting passage.
yeah, but that's because they're going through and preaching, and they're not asking for help from other outsiders.
Yeah, I know, but if one of them wanted to donate to you, are you going to say no? I guess, I mean, in their case, they did, but
I don't even know what that means, accepting nothing from the Gentiles. I don't know what that means. I know this because Paul worked with his hands,
yeah,
supported himself in Corinth, took
sure.
money for what he had done.
Yeah.
Was in rented quarters in Rome under prison guard.
I don't think this has anything to do with not taking, if a contribution plate goes around, that
Yeah, right.
you wouldn't accept money from,
I mean, I wouldn't think of it like that, but
No,
it's
but
just
I'm
it's an
saying-
interesting passage.
I'm
Yeah.
saying not any more than you would tell them you can't sing the songs either,
With
Right.
us.
because
you-
that's part of the worship, you
And
know?
and by the way, we're passing the communion, and only members of this church must take the communion.
Right, so.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that either, but
And I've seen that. I've seen it where people try to do that, or not pass the plate to somebody they didn't like in church.
Really? Wow.
That kind of stuff. Petty, evil, Diotrephes type of stuff. Anyway, and it
It
is
probably has to do with undue influence, right? Sort of like a politician taking money from like lobbyist groups and things like
yeah,
that.
that's
Talking about these are, evangelists.
evangelists.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know. I got tongue tied. But so they want to, let everyone know they're not being influenced by outside. I'm not taking money from,
Right.
non-believers or whatever.
Right. Now, I want us to start with the idea of Christian communism. The point is, I just want, as we read this passage, and we went over passages in the book of Acts where the people shared what they had, and if they had land, they sold it and so on, and gave the money, the proceeds, to laid it at the apostles' feet. But it doesn't mean that they gave everything they had, and Gaius is proof of that right here. And other people in the church, Phoebe, Chloe, others had means, had the church meeting in their homes, etc. But people, if they had a tract of land, they could sell it. Now, Ananias and Sapphira, right, lied about their contribution. They lied because they told that they were giving the whole proceeds, but they kept back some of the money. So they were lying, it says. Not to men, but unto God. And they put the Spirit to the test. That was what? Acts chapter what? Come on.
I'm going to say chapter 5.
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Acts 5:9.
So their sin was not keeping back some. Their sin was lying about it.
They wanted to appear more sacrificial than they were willing to be.
They really were. Right.
And it's not that they weren't being sacrificial. They were.
It's like you selling a car and saying, I'm giving the money to the church, and you gave half the money. I didn't tell I was giving the whole thing. Yeah, if you said I sold my car and here's the money, you're lying. So you just gotta. You're putting. He says you're putting God to the test. Why would you do this? You think God doesn't know? He doesn't see? He doesn't know what you conceived in your heart? So, again, those were immature Christians, weren't they? In many ways. Now, could others have kept back some of the land and said they were keeping back some of the money from the land? And they would have been fine. Peter says, "What? Listen, when it was not sold, wasn't it your own land? And after it was sold, wasn't this money your own? Was it not your own? What you got for it? It was yours to do what you needed to do with it." Yes, Bill. Will.
Okay, so with 3rd John, this whole conversation that he's having about Diotrephes, Diotrephes, whatever he's.
How are you saying?
Would you look at that and say the Apostle John is like coming after this guy?
Yeah.
As we would say, like he's coming to that congregation, he's coming after this guy. He's gonna like straighten this whole situation out.
Oh yeah.
He said it at the end. He said it at the end. I'll deal with it when I.
But in the meantime, I want you to do what you need to do. Guys.
Right.
Don't be intimidated by him. If he says he's going to put you out of the church, don't you care.
Right.
I'll deal with him when I get there.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So that's.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good.
All right. Now, in chapter, and we're dealing with this idea of Christian communism. All I'm dealing with is saying is to share and share alike, to have fellowship. And he says in verse 2 Corinthians chapter 8, and let's see, verse 12. For the readiness is acceptable according to what a man has, not according to what he does not have. For this is not for the ease of others and for your affliction, but by way of equality. That's what I'm talking about. Now, by definition, if you're living in a commune and you're sharing alike, and you're all planting and food, whatever, and you're farming and you're doing whatever, nobody has more than the other guy next to you.
Or if you have a family of 12 kids, you're going to have more than a family of 2 kids, but you both have plenty.
Right. So you're sharing a distribution so that everybody eats. But that's not the way communism is practiced today, is it?
No.
That's not socialism. Now, the socialistic idea is a social safety net. That, again, somebody's supply supplies another person's want. But that's not the way this New Testament is talking here. And that's not the way it's practiced in today's society. Anywhere it's been attempted, because you have a ruling class, the elites, the upper class, and you have the peons, everybody else. At the present time, verse 14, your abundance being a supply for their want, and their abundance also may become a supply for your want, that there might be an equality. That's all I'm talking about. By definition, that might be communism. Is not practiced in the world, is it? Because it's, what is this? How is this practiced? Willingly. It is not enforced. That's the point. Right? And even Diotrephes was only kind of like the opposite of that. He wasn't allowing people to give the people that needed it.
Well,
this big shot. What?
This would be morally enforced.
can't be enforced. You can talk about it like John just did in 3 John.
Well, you would rebuke them. So it would be, I'm not saying it would be physically forced. It would be, unless somebody doesn't work, and in which case you don't let them eat.
Yes, but you don't even,
Right.
but the immature, the way you deal with them is the way Jesus did. And that is to tell them, don't worry, seek the kingdom first.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean, hey, listen, you're unrighteous if you don't pull some money out of your pocket and give me half, or give us a third, or whatever. How do you determine the amount? It's all willingness. It's not enforced. It's not conscribed, is the word. Conscribed. You can't.
If I see a homeless person on the street and they're begging me, I don't give them half of my pay. I give them what I could give them, like $10 or something like that. I'm not going to give them half of my.
And if I see a guy, I'll say, I'll buy you some lunch, or do you really need a place to stay? And you'll find out whether they want to live on the street or not.
They usually want liquor or something.
Whatever. But I just want us to get with that and understand what he's saying here, by way of equality. And then
He wants to be part of the study, Brian.
This is Kitty, huh?
Oh, that's cute. I didn't really recognize your cat. Oh, wow.
He's a good boy.
Okay. And then verse 16, 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 16. But thanks be to God who puts the same earnestness on your behalf in the heart of Titus. For he not only accepted our appeal, but being himself very earnest, has gone to you on his own accord. He just really loves you and he wants to go there. Now, he accepted their appeal, right? Did they appeal to him to go? Verse 17, Titus.
Yeah.
But being himself very earnest, he's gone to you on his own accord.
Yeah.
And we have sent him along with him, the brother whose fame in these things of the gospel has spread through all the churches. And not only this, but he has also been appointed by the churches to travel with us in this gracious work, which is being administered by us for the glory of the Lord himself, and to show our readiness, taking precaution that no one should discredit us in our administration of this generous gift. He's saying, what? Think about what he just said. Silence? Really?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying.
Me neither.
Titus is coming to them to come and get what? And come and pick up something.
Money, I would say.
Money.
Oh.
He just got done in the first part of the chapter talking about it, and for them to do this. And Titus was willing to do it, and he's got a great reputation, and he's been appointed by the churches to travel with us in this gracious work. What? Raising money, right? Which has been administered by us for the glory of the Lord himself, and to show our readiness, taking precaution that no one should discredit us in our administration, how we administer this, are managing this, of this generous gift. For we have regard for what is honorable, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. We got to do the right thing. It's not enough to say, God knows.
In our hearts.
Yeah, but it's not enough to say that. Is it?
Not when you're dealing with money from a lot of people that's supposed to be going to a certain cause. No.
We have what regard for what is honorable, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. Now, because of that, they want to avoid any appearance of what?
Evil.
Evil in what? What you're doing with the money. Now, I like the principle here because I have a little note in my margin. Shirt and tie. When you go to a funeral, a memorial service for a loved one, if you were going to go with the president to this big meeting in China, how would you dress? The way we're dressed right now?
No, dude,
You'd wear a suit and tie, wouldn't you?
it's respect. Yeah.
It's why? Because what? Verse 21. Why? Verse 21.
Honorable.
We have regard for what is honorable, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men.
Man.
Why? So people can't say something bad about it, bad about you, that you're dishonorable, that you have no respect, that you can't be trusted, whatever. Right?
Okay.
But in this case, he's talking about not the way you dress. He's talking about
Hey, give.
how you're handling funds given for poor people in the church in Jerusalem.
Not that they weren't siphoning off some of the money for themselves to do this or that or whatever.
Who?
Well, they got to take care of the church's needs.
Well, they were told to be sent on their way, too, right? And we have sent them with them, our brother, whom we have often tested and found diligent in many things, but now even more diligent because of his great confidence in you. As for Titus, he is my partner and fellow worker among you. As for our brethren, they are messengers of the churches, a glory to Christ. Therefore, openly, before the churches, show them the proof of your love. Now it's time to put up or shut up. The way we say it in New York. The proof of your love and of our reason for boasting about you. Is it okay to brag about other Christians? How they're doing it? You know, people have, I've bragged. I've boasted about the Long Island Church of Christ to some people in other places. And they don't like it.
Our only competition is the devil. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right. They didn't like it because they thought I was bragging or boasting. I was. And I'm boasting about what they do and what they've done and what they've become. And I can do it. And I'm not going to repent of it.
Because you want them to step up. That's why you're doing that.
And yeah, I want other people to step up. Sure.
That's why.
But I'm also just boasting about, and that's why he boasted about them. And he said, now prove your love. Prove our reason for bragging about you.
Right.
So there's the motivation, Brian, you may have been talking about to give. That's a kind of a pressure.
What do you mean?
You said something before about we can't enforce. I said we can't enforce giving or community in Christ, the communion, sharing amongst one another with the fellowship and giving and sharing alike and equality. You can't enforce that. You said, but you could by rebuking. How about this? You could by telling somebody, look, we've been bragging about you. Now don't let us down.
You're enforcing it morally. You're not poking them with a stick.
Yes, I wouldn't say enforcing. I'd use a different word. Encouraging. There's a different word. Enforcing means to force in. To force it. You're encouraging it. There's a difference between enforcing and morally enforcing. Well, you can't even do that because this is right and this is what you're going to do.
Well, if a man doesn't work, don't let him eat. That
Right.
sounds like force to me.
Well, no, it's just saying that's up to him if he wants to work and eat now.
Okay.
But you're not forcing him to work.
Yeah, but the whole thing about that whole
to work. You can't force anybody to give. You can motivate them and move and encourage them by saying, look, we've been bragging about you and we've been proud of you. And now it's time for you to prove your love, which you promised before, and our reason for bragging about you.
Browbeat him. Browbeating him.
No. He's not. Is that browbeating?
Yes.
Well, if you take that as browbeating, boy,
But I'm not saying that any of that is wrong. But by our terminology, yeah, you're browbeating them, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think so at all.
Hey, just for clarification,
you know what? I've had some people tell me in the church many years ago, you're trying to put me on a guilt trip.
of course. What else?
What?
I could see that happening to you. I can see that happening
Like,
to you.
duh.
And
Yeah. Okay. So are you?
And there were members of the church that said, I'm tired of your guilt. I'm tired of your guilt trips.
Really?
wow.
That's funny.
Now they're falling away and divorced.
Yeah, there you go.
But and I'm not rejoicing over that because I still pray for them almost every night that I can think about them.
Will's got his hand raised. He didn't put it on the thing, but
I just want to clarify something, or get it clarified by you, Ken, because Brian brought it up like 3 times already. The whole verse that he brought up is about if a man doesn't work, because the verse says if a man doesn't work, neither should he eat. It doesn't say do not let him eat. That if a man doesn't work, do not let him eat. There's no thing that says enforce it. That he doesn't work, so you have to stop him from eating. That's not what it says. It just says, if a man doesn't work, neither should he eat. Am I right about that?
Well, no. Look it up. That's in Thessalonians.
With you,
Because I don't see any kind of enforcement there.
He shall not. He shall not eat.
he shall not eat.
Strengthened by the primary Edo, used only in certain tenses.
Give the verse.
Huh?
2 Thessalonians 3 verse 10, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It says he shall not. So that would indicate.
Mine says either let him eat. If he doesn't work, don't feed him. Bottom line is that the expression means don't feed him. That's all.
Okay.
The idea is don't feed him.
And in one sense, you could say you're excluding him from fellowship.
Well, I don't know if it's that or he's in the whole context here. He's talking about eating somebody else's bread, not working. Some are busybodies. They're lazy. They don't want to work. They just want to hang around and live off the church and other people.
Yeah.
He's saying don't let that happen. There's a difference between that and disfellowshipping them.
Well, I guess right, but I meant like not having fellowship. When we say the word fellowship, oftentimes
we're talking about we're getting together on a Sunday potluck.
Because that's what it is. That's what fellowship entails.
Yeah, but that's not this kind of stuff. The church fellowship that they're talking about is the kind that we have in really good, solid, faithful congregations where we're getting together pretty often, and somebody who's hurting and who's not, and whether if they're out of work or if not, or if they're just hanging around and living off the fat of the land or trying to live off of somebody else's generosity. Isn't there a difference?
Sure. My only point is
I wouldn't say don't let them get on the potluck line. That's not what it's talking about.
Okay.
It's talking about don't feed this guy. Don't give this guy money to buy food and everything when he's not working. Read the whole chapter. The whole, yeah, the whole
That's assuming that he can work. We're not talking about somebody that's sick or laid up.
state. Exactly. And that's assuming a lot. Yes. Okay. We're done for tonight. I think we recorded everything. I hope it all went over.
Thank you. Very nice.
Pat, you're muted, by the way. What were you
There
saying?
you go.
It looks like everything was recorded and that your public persona was up there.
I want to thank everybody for joining. Next week, we will continue with 2 Corinthians and finish up. I don't think we did chapter 8. Did we? Or did we finally finish it?
Yeah.
We did. Chapter 9, verse 1 next week.
What's the
All right,
theme?
great.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Good night,
All right,
everybody.
bye.
See you later.
Blessed week.
Good night. Good night,
Good night.
Carol.